What is up, T-Rod? Here we are. Let's go.
We are live, people. Come on now. Let's go.
Yeah, here we are at the BIG Oregon tailgate for the Oregon Football Tailgate Talk. It is 7.
Yes.
Season 1.
Yes. Yes.
How the heck did we get here, man? Like 7 episodes in?
How we got here, my man, is I shot you a text and you send me a platform in like 5 minutes, and here we are, bro.
Exactly.
Come on, man. This is something that we had just kind of thought about, man, and I never, I honestly never really thought about it. Really, just kind of what it was gonna be.
Exactly.
And kudos to you, man, because you shot some, ideas. We went back and forth with some things, and you came up with this plan, and it's been a fabulous, absolutely a great time, and just excited for not necessarily the last episode, but the last regular season home game episode, right? So we appreciate anybody and everybody that's listening out there. We just thank you very much for tuning in with us. And let's get going. Let's just get going here.
Well, and I would like to say, thank you to all our followers, those that watch, those that subscribe. It's been a great season. When we set out on this kind of podcast journey, it was completely foreign to us. It was T-Rod's idea. He reached out to me. I threw out some ideas about some topics that we want to talk about each week. And we're just two dudes that we love the Ducks.
Yeah.
We're fans of the Ducks. We love to tailgate. And we have this tailgate here at the Masonic Lodge parking lot, in which, we host a lot of people here each week. And so, let's dive into this. The first things first, before we even get into it, is,
again, Josh, the people over at Size Pizza, thank you so much. We appreciate the pie every week that we're here. It is absolutely just the bomb.
Look at that. Double pepperoni tonight.
Yeah.
Once again, our favorite.
Tonight, go down there to Size. They're 1211 Alder Street, 541-686-9598. Pizza by the slice. You can add to a pizza. You can get just cheese pizza if you want to. And if anything, find them at sizenewyorkpizza.com. So check that out. And so, Chef Marc, I had an idea of something I wanted to do with you tonight. And the first plan A didn't quite work out so well. Plan B was what is going on. So if you're sitting here listening tonight right now, you have somebody, somebody that's maybe down at game day overnight. Maybe they're getting hungry. Maybe they're wanting to do some, get something to eat, sustain themselves through the night as they wait for game day in the morning. I want you to reach out at any of your students, anybody that's down there on campus right now, because Chef Marc has bought the first 20 people that walk into Size Pizza tonight a slice of cheese pizza for you. All you got to do is walk into Size, tell them that Chef Marc sent you in from the podcast here, and they have a piece of cheese pizza for you for the first 20 people that get in there. So, hey, text your friends, your family, your students, your kids.
Free pizza?
Chef Marc, 20 pieces to you guys out there. Go get it. Just say it.
Dude,
Chef Marc.
That's what's up right there. That's what's up. Hey, and that's a surprise to me, and that's an honor. I mean, honestly, Josh, just being awesome with us to bring down the pies, each Friday night. So we have something to eat lunch on. But the fact is, it's if you're on campus right now, you can walk into Size, mention Oregon Football Tailgate Talk,
Chef Marc,
and you get a slice
of cheese pizza. The first 20 people that walk in there. And it was something I called Josh about 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
And him and I kind of collaborated on this thing. So yeah, this is kind of him and my gift to you in celebration of what we're doing tonight, my man. I just appreciate you and what we've done here and having a great time. So come on, 20 pieces cheese pizza down at Size tonight on Chef Marc from the Oregon Football Tailgate Talk podcast. There you go,
that
my
is
man.
awesome.
Yes.
And hey, enjoy the slice on me.
Yes.
So that's so cool.
Let's go.
All right, let's dive into this episode. Take 2 from week 10.
Yeah.
Versus Minnesota. The Ducks go out and they win 42-13 versus Minnesota. Friday night game. Like the environment. That was the first time I've had a Friday night game where I've tailgated, gone to the game, and I just thought the atmosphere, whether it was the coming home, the crowd, the cowboy hats all throughout the crowd, the Minnesota fans, great Minnesota fans. Shout was awesome. The scoreboard was awesome for us Duck fans. And what were your takeaways from like that Friday night game, and then like just the whole experience of the weekend itself? Like Friday night, it opened up opportunities for me to just kind of enjoy a weekend at home. Really, once I got home on Saturday afternoon. I
mean, that's probably like the best part of a Friday game, right? I mean, for us here at the tailgate, it was a slow buildup,
right,
throughout the day. Work things or whatever, and but still we got a good vibe going here and ready to go in. I thought it kind of matched the energy as we went into the stadium, and so me and the kid walked in, boom, right off the bat, touchdown, got in just in time, and it really just seemed that momentum just never really let up throughout the evening,
right?
And the vibe with the crowd was the same thing. I think we've come to expect nothing less from Autzen. Tomorrow's going to be electric.
Yeah, such a good environment. So this segment is take 2 from that game, one on offense and one on defense. Let's start off with you on offense. Who was your player that you were or not duck to watch? Take 2 from the Minnesota game, in which you were kind of like, dude, that guy really stood out.
If I'm not mistaken, and I went to go look back at my notes, but I believe you called him out as a duck to watch last week for the game, and that was Pregnon.
I would have to double check.
Was it Pregnon?
I don't think it was Pregnon. No, it was not.
Okay. Anyway, so regardless, that was my offensive guy, and so one of us had him somewhere.
Yeah.
But anyways, as I watched the game back again a little bit. First of all, the fact that he has stayed as healthy as he has, I think he's just continued to get better week in and week out because he's been able to stay healthy. That was the biggest concern of him coming in, right?
Right.
And so he had a couple of just I'm going to blow you up kind of moments last week. So he's my offensive guy. And who was yours?
My offensive guy last week was Jordan Davidson. That running game. I mean, you could pick a lot of guys, and I had some fallbacks there, but like Jordan Davidson overall, like the way that he's running, and it's not to dismiss what Noah and De'Aaron Hill are doing, but like Jordan Davidson, 2 touchdowns on the day. Like the yardage, that one touchdown run where you just like went up the middle, set that guy up in the second or third level, and just took it to the house. It was like that guy. You have to realize 6 foot, 236 pounds, and moving that smoothly as a true freshman. There's a lot to see. Like there's a lot more game that we're going to see from him over the course of the next couple of years, and I'm excited. Like I'm really excited. They are.
You just have to see them.
Yeah.
And these 2 freshmen, I mean, the vision, it seems like, right? And it was funny because I was watching some old clips. Obviously, it's USC week, so Kenyon's old clips are floating around out there about what he did down there at the Coliseum, and there's a lot of, to me, like physical comparisons between him and De'Aaron Hill.
Yeah,
how they look, how they run. It's very fun to see that. And again, it was fun to see Kenyon's old footage, because man.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that Dante Moore did set a quarterback record last week.
Yeah.
I mean, 90% completion percentage. And that we're not talking like he was 9 for 10. No, he was like 27 of 30. And that, I mean, just That's impressive.
I never saw that score on any paper that I ever did or anything, so I don't know what that looks like to have that big of a number over that big of a number.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, multiple choice tests. Just give me the B. Like, I mean, abacadabra. Like, is that right? Fill that thing in. The number 2 pencil. But like Dante Moore, how he's had his season. There's games in which I think he would want back. But there was a game versus Minnesota. Like, if he could replicate that, I mean, that would be incredible. Is that the expectation? Probably not. But like 90% completion percentage, and that doesn't happen unless there's receivers, whether that's Kenyon Sadiq or J-Mac, and his toe touch. Like, there's so much there that could have gone the other way. It could have been, in the 60s or 70s, depending on the receiver. So I cannot go look over that, but my guy was Jordan Davison. On the defensive side, I'm going to start first, and then we'll go over to you. Okay. On the defensive side, my take 2 was Mateo. Okay. And he was one of the guys that was a duck to watch in that game for me, and I really wanted to see him get home. And sure enough, in that first possession from Minnesota, the quarterback gave himself up pretty much, and Mateo touched him. So credit him with the sack. He got home, right? Yeah. But more so than that, like the way that he was setting his edge, the way he was getting to the quarterback, applying pressure, was different. I see something in his game right now that I'd like to see him progress throughout the remaining 2 regular season games.
Well, it'll be interesting when we get to when we get to the Ducks to Watch segment and my defense here, and we'll expand on that because I'm right there with you, bro. Yeah, I am right there with you, and I have a couple of reasons why, and it's one of those reasons, and we'll go into deeper detail, but one of those reasons for me is now they're having to account for another player. Yeah. Because that other player has been effective. Yep. And that other player has been effective because of the other player. So therein lies, how do you account for both? Yeah. So there's a piece of what I'm going to talk about a little bit later on, my man. But for me, it's just Bryce Betcher. Yeah. I don't think I've called on him all season long, really. I mean, I think we've come to just expect the performance we're going to get from him game in and game out. And I put on here that he just keeps coming to work. Mm-hmm. He just puts on the tool belt, straps it up, let's go, and goes to work every game. And so I'm going to give him his kudos and shout out now for that reason. It's not just last week, but, when you just watch, he just seems to be in control of the defense and what's going on there and his leadership on the field, and you can see his communication. I think Bryce has been that guy all season, but we'll call him out for last week. Right on. I like that too, that blue collar mentality, the fact that he's bringing his lunch pail, he's showing up to work and doing it game in, game out, right? That's right. And leading that defense, with the green dot on the back of his head, that's it. Right on. So let's move on to just the tailgate tips with T-Rod. Yes. Our next segment. So, we've, all season long, right? We've not struggled. We've just been, dealing with things that we're dealt when it comes to game times. There you go. Right. And how do you plan for a tailgate party, for a 12:30 kickoff when, people don't want to get up that early? It may be different with game day here, right? People are going to get up that early. We're going to roll over there for a little bit, and we're coming right back here, right? Exactly. And so, the tailgate tip of the day is don't always necessarily think that you have to plan for a pre-game tailgate party. It is okay and almost absolutely the best thing to do is plan for that post-game tailgate party. And what is that going to look like? People have gone in the stadium, right? They've had a few beers. They've been just hanging out, enjoying themselves, putting that energy out there. They're sapped out, right? What do you got for them when they come out, right? Or what are you planning for when you come out? So think about it that way. There's always an opportunity to have a tailgate party. It just doesn't always have to be pregame. Yeah. There we go.
Well, and I have to add something to that. We've had 5 12:30 kicks this year.
Yeah.
And so it is a challenge as being Chef Marc, putting together each week's menu. You have to plan okay, you want something in the morning, and then you want the post game. Yeah. So you're really planning 2 menus, right?
Right.
And so it is a challenge. It is a little bit difficult, but as a host of the Big Oregon Tailgate, I like to have people, come here, enjoy their time, get warmed up before the game, get a little bit of that vibe before they walk into the Autzen Stadium, and then after the game, traffic. I mean, who wants to sit in traffic? Come hang out with us, have a good time, have some food, and that leads me.
We are typically 10 to 15 degrees warmer under the Big Oregon Tailgate tents.
Yep. For sure. We have a fire pit going tonight. We have a heater going tonight. And it's definitely warmer inside these tents versus outdoor. So that leads us right into Chef Marc's menu of the week, right?
Yep.
So this week's menu, we're playing USC. And so we're not going to have Lincoln's brisket, but we're going to have Dan's brisket.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar, Lincoln Riley posted back in 2021, Happy Easter with a photo of brisket.
Is that what that was?
I don't know, man. It looked a little bit like jerky, a little bit on the dry side. I'm going to pass on that. Our good friend of the tailgate, Dan, is making some brisket this week. And so we're going to have that brisket plus nachos. Who doesn't like nachos, man? We're going to have a nacho bar. Which will include the brisket, will include Mike's Kahlua pork. Mike, once again, friend of the tailgate. His Kahlua pork is a tradition here.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be bringing that. We can top those nachos with the brisket, pulled pork, and how about a little bit of taco meat? You hit all major meat groups right there.
I got a lot of bit of taco meat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on now.
Yeah, I made some taco meat. And then obviously you can't have nachos unless you have the cheese sauce. And we have 2 different cheese sauces, one keto friendly and one of the traditional, just what you would expect to get at the football stadium, or what you would expect to get at the baseball stadium, or what you would expect to get at the roller rink as a kid, whatever it was. It's that nacho cheese. So we're going to have that plus all the toppings. I'm going to grill up some jalapenos. There's going to be salsa, sour cream, onions, what have you. Full nacho bar. Have a good time, hang out, get warmed up, and just enjoy yourself. It's kind of just a good way to end the regular season here at the Big Oregon Tailgate.
We got some ahi too, right?
That is right. So the other thing that we also have is Gilbert, our
Gilbert, let's go.
Gilbert brought some fresh ahi in, which we're going to do ahi ceviche. And so he brought it. Jensen, a friend of the tailgate, is going to be making the ceviche itself. So you'll mix it all up. We'll have that as well.
Yeah.
So, I had some ahi from Gilbert last week because he brought you some, brought me some, and I stirred that up, and man, that disappeared at my house so fast.
Like I was butter.
Is there more? Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he was gracious enough to bring us some, so we'll have the ahi as well.
Shout out to Gilbert.
Yeah,
so let's go.
A lot of chips and dips and good times.
Man, Chef Marc, come on, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like every week you're outdoing yourself a little bit, my man. And, I appreciate it.
Fun.
I appreciate it, and and that's just it. That you can tell that you have a great time doing it. And plus, I love the aprons and the fits that you got going on, man. They change each week, baby. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
But let's go.
Right on. So the next segment is what's on at the Big Oregon Tailgate. So last week it was a Friday night game, so we didn't really have anything to watch pregame.
No.
Post game, it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. There is a game on. So this week, not only do we have game day on before the games kick off at 9 a.m., but the first game of the slate this week will be 9 a.m. Oklahoma versus Missouri. So SEC matchup between Oklahoma and Missouri. We have Oklahoma, who's ranked number 8, beat Alabama last week, versus Missouri, 22nd ranked Missouri. They're in Norman, Oklahoma this week. And so any thoughts, feelings about that game? Oklahoma is in the playoff picture at this point. They're in the playoff. Missouri outside, probably not in. Like there would have to be some catastrophic, like a bunch of teams lose for some ungodly reason type thing.
Yeah.
But can they play upset?
Yeah, well, I think they can. Yeah, they absolutely. I mean, I think they have the ability to do that. I mean, in Norman, I mean, that's another story, right? I mean, but I mean, I guess it's what Oklahoma do you get this season, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the hype again, and I've said it all season, man. The hype again around the SEC is what is the hype?
Yeah.
You know, is it are they depleted? Are they just so much stronger? You know, 1 through 5 or 6 deep. They want to think 8 deep. I don't know. You know, I think Missouri gives them a little bit of run, but I'm thinking Oklahoma probably gets the job done, especially coming off that win against Alabama. You know, there's I think maybe a little bit of renewed, want to get after kind of a thing for. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thought too. Is like Mateer had the hand surgery. Mid-season, he's back.
Yeah.
The offense really hasn't started clicking again to the level in which it was really kind of going for Oklahoma early on in the season. Now their defense has been kind of like that's what's defined them, and that's what you would expect from a Brett Venables team. Is that the defense is really going to define who we are offensively? Who are they? And then the Missouri thing. It's like, okay, they're 22nd ranked. Like, okay, you could probably throw a handful of other teams in that same 20 to 25 range.
Right.
And, last year you had Eli Drinkwitz kind of that team was kind of clicking. And they've had quarterback issues too, where the quarterback hasn't been healthy.
Right.
Bella, if I'm saying his name right. But nonetheless, I think it's Oklahoma's game to win. Can Missouri upset them? Sure, why not? They get to play 60 minutes, right? You got to put the ball down and line them up and play
Missouri's ground game can control the clock a little bit, eat up the clock a little bit if that's what they try to, drag them into Big Ten country.
Exactly. Yeah.
And shorten that clock. And I mean, there's always the possibility.
Yeah, there's the possibility.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll
see.
I'm
I'm pulling for, or not pulling, but I would take Oklahoma there in that game. After our game, come back. Post tailgate tailgate party with T-Rod's tip of the day is to come hang out after the tailgate. There's no reason why you can't have a tailgate after the game.
That's right.
Before you drive home.
That's right.
Enjoy yourself, kind of just relax before you hit the road. We'll have the Georgia Tech versus Pitt game. And last week Pitt lost to Notre Dame at home. But this week, they have Georgia Tech, and so Georgia Tech is ranked number 16th in the nation. Yeah. ACC has been one of those conferences that really, once again, who is the leader of the pack? Who is that team? Miami has the 2 losses. They're probably not going to win. They're not eligible to play in the ACC championship game.
Yeah.
Whereas Georgia Tech could, so it's one of those things.
It really just seems to me, and unfortunately for the conference, it just really seems to me throughout the season that there's so much weight put on whether Miami's good or not for the ACC to be thought of as a legit powerhouse conference, and where you're going to get 2 to 3 opportunities Man, get that pizza.
Yeah.
Get that pizza, kid. Let's go.
Back talking about pizza. 20 people show up to size.
Yes. Yes. Chef Marc sent you.
Grab yourself a free slice of cheese pizza, man. Come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Production is better than best in all tailgate land. Yes, we are. Let's go.
Yeah, last week, yes. I mean, let's finish up that topic. Do you have, like you said, no one's really defined themselves as the leader of the pack. No. Miami, once again. But
could they be left out altogether?
No, the ACC as a total? I mean,
what do they get? One auto? I don't know. I have no
think
idea.
They get one, and I think they sneak in there at the 11 seed, and the group of 5 hits, or group of 6 hits.
I wonder how Pitt rebounds from the loss. There was a lot of weight into that game last week, right, with Notre Dame. And Georgia Tech is a good team.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a great game. If I was to pull something out of the bucket of doom later, I would probably go with Georgia Tech.
Well,
on that,
you know what's interesting about that Georgia Tech game is, let's say they win out, right, and Oregon wins out. There's a good probability in which Oregon ends up 6th and Georgia Tech's 11th. So we have Georgia Tech coming to Autzen in December. I'm not like, we have to play the game that's in front of us. And I'm not trying to get ahead of us too far, but like, honestly, like that's a possibility. So I'm intrigued by that game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Georgia Tech win that game. But Pitt has been playing well. Going into last week, they were kind of in that mix too. So let's see what happens.
There we go.
That's what's kind of cool about football. You guys see what happens.
Thinking on an extra tailgater here, if we would have to do that, boy, that would be rough, wouldn't it, man?
Throw another menu together.
Let's go, man. Come on now. Another tailgate tip. Come on.
I mean, we'd have another episode.
Postseason tailgate tip at Autzen? Oh, my God.
Another episode of Oregon Football Tailgate Talk. Can we do 8, 9?
Man, now
we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Now we're just dreaming.
Yeah. Right
on. Let's go.
Speaking of the Ducks, it's our next and favorite segment, my favorite segment, Ducks to watch versus USC this week. So this segment is brought to you by Size New York Pizza. Once again, again, we got to shout them out.
There's 20 cheese slices waiting for you. Just go down.
How generous
and
is that?
Tell them that Chef Marc bought me a piece of cheese pizza from Size for the first 20 people that walk in there. Go and get your sustenance before you head on over to game day for the night. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. So we face USC this week here in Autzen, 12:30 kick on CBS. And Ducks to watch. We're going to choose 2 offensive and 2 defensive players in which we want to watch this week and want to see click or have some interest in not only just like the Ducks winning, but also like this player standing out, right?
Yep.
So
that's right.
On offense, we'll do 1 each, and then I'll do one. I'll do one. You do one. I'll do one. You do one, and then we'll go to the defense side.
All right.
So this week I'm going to start off with Malik Benson. I think I talked a lot about Dante early on or earlier in the show about his success rate as far as passer, completion percentage.
Sure.
And I think that with Malik Benson, this is a time in which he can really put himself on that just spotlight, right?
Yeah.
This is the game of the week, right? This is the game in which there's 2 ranked teams that are vying for a playoff spot. Yeah. We have Oregon sitting there at 7. We have USC sitting there at 15, kind of outside looking in. Can they win out and make it in? I don't know. There's that variable. But I think that, you're all eyes on us. You have game day here. You have Josh Pate here. You have CBS and their production crew here. It is the game of the week. All eyes are on us. And Malik, let's go.
All eyes are on us, Chef Marc, right now. Let's go.
Let's go. So Malik Benson is my first.
I like that pick.
Duck to watch on offense.
I think he's been huge as wide receiver 1 right now, right? I mean, and it's almost like, hey, he's decided to accept the challenge, and is just stepping to the plate, and he's. I think he's primed to have the game that you think that he may have tomorrow.
I think so.
So I'm excited to see that. So let's go. Let's go. I'm going to go to the other freshman running back. Right? We Jordan had his turn.
Yep.
Right? I think against what I would consider a porous USC defense, right? I don't know. I don't do any research. I just see things.
We're fans.
We go to the lab, right? Yeah. We go to the lab very little.
Yep.
I think it's Jier's turn to again step into the spotlight.
Yeah.
Not that Jordan's going to step back, but I think that I think that Dier, it's his turn to have another great game, and against this defense, I believe he's going to have room to run, and Dier Hill with room to run is dangerous, people. Dangerous.
I do.
All
like
right,
that
there we go.
I do like that pick. Once again, like we've had Noah have his game. We've had Jordan Davidson be consistently good throughout the year. We've had Dier Hill have a game or two like in there, but like I like that pick. And you mentioned Kenyon Barner earlier in this episode, and I think that can he have that type of game? I don't know if he's going to put up the 300 and some odd yards. I mean, there's 3 backs, so this. I mean,
I would be curious to see somebody do an edit. Kenyon running with the Dier running, and I would be very curious to see if those comparisons are what I think they are with my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'd be curious to see that. I think you would see some.
Yeah.
I think you would see some. So yeah.
We'd have to maybe dive back into the Pac-12 archives to look at that game. Do we even have access to the archive?
They're probably in a hard file somewhere.
On a floppy. All right, let's go defense. There's second offensive player.
Yep.
So duck to watch. Second offensive player for me. You mentioned him earlier, Emmanuel Pregnon.
Okay.
Here's a USC transfer, right? USC transfer. Left guard. For the Oregon Ducks. And I think that, to couple that with Dier as your pick, one of your picks, I think, the way that he has really cemented that left side of the line has been really impressive. But I'm not sure if you noticed this last week. They flipped Pregnon from left guard to right guard. And they put Iuli to left guard.
You know what? I didn't notice because I didn't go to the lab.
I didn't. And so they flipped him.
Okay.
They flipped him, which is, that's how they, in practice, they talk about, rotating, positions. They practice at multiple different positions. And the fact that they moved him to right guard, was that to help Harkey? Was that to do something there? Or was it just kind of to see how that fit? Like, should something happen? Was that an opportunity to kind of evaluate how that worked out? I do foresee that Pregnon is back at left guard this week. I do foresee that there are going to be some holes within that USC defense in which our running backs are going to seek.
It's interesting with Harkey's injury.
Right.
They had to make adjustments. And so, there may be something there to what you're talking about. Was it just something that they're experimenting with per se, right? They had to figure some things out, which, I thought, the next man up accounted for themselves, Norris or whatever, right?
Yeah, Janoris
Wilson, right? So, I don't know. I think, it's nice to see some players have to adjust on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Mid-season, end of season, November, games are huge. That depth that we have is going to continue to shine through, just like it did against Iowa, but on the defensive side of the ball.
Exactly.
Right. So my offensive guy, my next offensive guy, I'm gonna go with Justice Love.
There you go.
Right. Had a couple of great catches or nice catches last week. Justice is just the guy that's here, right? I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've been hearing his name for, going on 12 years, it seems like at this point in time. But, he has a role.
He does.
And at times is a key role.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of, good catches again, like I said last week, and just another guy to get open for Dante to be able to throw to. Yeah. And again, showing the depth at each individual room that we have. And so, yeah, Justice, yeah, you're my guy. So that's it.
I like that too. You know, the thing is that the wide receiver room has been tested as far as their depth goes. And the fact is you got to have guys step up, and Justice has, you know, whether it's, you know, just a couple catches last week, but more so than that, like as a wide receiver, it's more than just catching the balls. It's blocking. It's running the routes to run off defenders into certain areas and zones. And one thing that I've heard people mention about Justice is he's one of the better route runners on our team, you know? And so I like that pick. You know, he's not like one of the, I wouldn't say he's one of the top wide receivers that we have, but can he show out tomorrow? Why not?
Yeah. I like that pick. Is he a guy that can just step in, give you, you know, what he can for, you know, especially blocking? Yeah. You know, when we're looking at the blocking aspect of things from the wide receivers of what is expected of them, he understands that role. He has understood his role for a few seasons now.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that about him. And he's going to continue to be that guy. And, you know, whether it's 1 or 2 catches, 3, whatever it may be per game, they're going to be meaningful. Yeah. And that's what I love about it. So, yeah, Justice Lowe, let's go.
Let's go. All right. Let's flip to the other side of the ball. So Ducks to watch, opposite side of the ball, 2 defensive players to start off with you this time. You're gonna pick one defensive player, then I'll go, then we'll flip back and forth. So you go first on the defensive side of the ball versus USC's offense, which is, you know, probably their better side of the ball. You know, it's one of the top offenses in college football this year. They have some weapons on offense. And what? Yeah. Are we going to be watching for this?
I think they're maybe as dangerous as they've ever been, you know, for a while. Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm not going to give them the resurgence of the Trojans. No, I'm not. Yeah. No, I refuse. I will always refuse to do that. But, you know, we were talking about this before we jumped on tonight. You know, I think it's going to be a good game. You know, how good? I don't want it to be too good, but I think it's going to be a good game. And it's, I think the evolution of the defense over the last 3 to 4 games is going to be tested tomorrow against this offense.
Right.
You know, maybe the most realistic Lincoln Riley offense that we've seen put out on the field over the course of his career there, right? To this day.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he had Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams, but like what else did Caleb Williams have?
But that was it.
You know,
it was Caleb Williams. You know, we talked about earlier. I'm going to leave that one for last.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Brandon Benny on the outside.
There you go.
I did watch some of that Iowa game last week.
Yeah.
And I think there's some very intriguing matchups. I don't know their names because, of course, I don't research. But I think there's some very intriguing matchups with those USC wide receivers who are tall, lanky, they're long. Yep. You know, they can get downfield. And I think it may be the stiffest test of his season against a few of those receivers. We'll see where those matchups are. I think Brandon maybe gets the biggest test of his season so far against this USC team.
You know, and I 100% agree. Like, that's who I had written down here. You know, and when you think about their wide receiver core,
sniped him,
people. You went first, so like now I have to like adjust and like talk about and like justify figuring out who I'm going to pick now.
There we go.
So I don't look at his notes. He doesn't look at my notes. That's what makes it so fun, right? Like we decided we have to roll with it.
That's right.
And we're live. We can't even edit it. Like this is it.
No. It is get on the fly. On the fly.
They have Lemon and why am I blanking on the second wide receivers name?
You got Lemon. That's better than what I had, man. So, you know.
Jacoby Lane.
Okay.
There we go. So Jacoby's the taller. Lemon's more of like the possession guy, get open, kind of like the annoying wide receiver that is just like, dude, what? Like defend him, right? And so when I think about like my Ducks to watch on defensive side of the ball, now that I'm substituting for Finney, and I'm going to pick Iffy and
go to the other side.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the other side, but I'm going to say Iffy and Jordan Candidate. I'm gonna go ahead and Jordan Canada this one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Canada, and see what kind of he's had a solid season, and to be a transfer from Ole Miss or Tulane, then Ole Miss, and now Oregon, and how he's fit into the defense. Obviously, he was familiar with our defensive backs coach and what our system was as far as the technique and all that stuff, and I don't ask me about that, but like he's shown up. That's the thing, and I think it's going to be key not only in the run game, but also in the passing game. How he performs in that like nickel corner, like that slot, And so
there's been a few times he's been susceptible to whatever, either being in the wrong spot at the wrong time, whatever. But he's also had his moments.
Yes.
And again, none of them back there are afraid to lay a hit on somebody. And he's also one of them. Yep. Sometimes I think he's susceptible because he wants to hit.
Yeah.
So I think that is, you know what? I like those plan B / C.
You have there. Sometimes you have to call audible, right?
You know what?
Like you go up to the line of scrimmage, you see the defense, you're like, oh, whoops. Like,
I've seen you do that on the Blackstone, bro. I see. You're like, really? Really? Oh. I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I've seen you do that, man. So good audible, my man. Good on you.
Okay, second round. Let me. I'll go first. How about that? Okay, I have Mixon. Because when we think of USC's offense, a lot of people the passing game. Dude, they have backs, man.
Yeah.
They run the ball, and they run the ball at a fairly decent clip. It'll be interesting to see how Oregon, approaches the run defense, and then that second layer, Mixon, hitting those holes, stopping the run. Oregon has been very successful against the run this year, as far as stopping the run, isolating it, and it'll be interesting to see how they react to USC's running game. So Jerry Mixon, not only in that running game, but also in that that in between pass. Like when you think about the screen game, early on in the season, I mean, Jerry Mixon, he was like interception king, right?
Yeah,
he was going through and just like
getting. But he seems to be at the right place at the right time.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I really, I'm gonna be focused on Jerry.
I like that pick. Of course, I like that pick, right? I've had him a couple of times just because of that. But the progression that we've seen over the season with him, whether again we talked about it, whether it was again at the unfortunate, injuries and whatever that Jackson's been dealing with or whatever, Mixon has capitalized on every opportunity, and I think he just continues to get better. And with the leadership that Bryce has shown and has kind of just been there with him.
And before you make your pick, I think it's important to point out the fact is if there's one position on the defensive side of the ball for Oregon in which you're kind of like, okay, I wish we had a little bit more there. Mm-hmm. We're starting to get a little bit more in that linebacker room right now. With Platt showing up, with Dylan Williams, with D-Jack coming back a little bit healthy here in the last few weeks. Yep. And so now you have Jerry Mixon, you have Bryce Betcher, you have those guys that are going to be key this week as well as next, and that sets us up to see what happens come December.
And that's, and that is, if I'm going to keep it real, a porous USC defense, but a dangerous USC offense.
Exactly.
And again, I just think this is why we're looking at what is going to be a really good game tomorrow. And I'm excited for that defensive matchup against that offense, because we've seen the defense perform well. If there's any critique over the last couple of weeks or so, it's been maybe trying to get off the field on third down a little bit.
Yeah.
But against Iowa, we talked about this, making them work for every freaking yard they could get. And, against Minnesota, same thing. Come on, 13 points, and I'm I'm gonna let that jump into my second pick, which is Mateo. We talked about it earlier, and there was going to be a couple of reasons why Mateo is my pick to watch, or one of my picks to watch, and it really just boils down to the reason I gave earlier, right? Tuioti to me has had a very, very effective, good, I don't know about great yet, season, but one that really steps out, for him and his growth and what he has done. And I think that was because you had Mr. 10.5 sack guy coming off of last season, off the other edge.
Exactly.
Right. So you have to account for this, which is multiple different looks at double teams. What is it? QB 11 would know. It's called whatever 12-man personnel or 12 personnel, right? Where you got the 2 tight end, whatever that is. I don't know what it is, people, but you know what I'm saying. So he's had
We're
those
just 2 fans, man. That's all we are.
He's had those, but he has had those different looks this season. I think the reason I feel like we're seeing something, you mentioned it earlier about is, what has changed or what is different is I think he saw things earlier this season he never faced last season, didn't have to face because people weren't accounting for him until towards the end of the season. Now he comes to this season as the guy to watch,
right?
The duck to watch on the defensive line, right? But now he's starting to figure those things out. Right. In addition to having to now account for Tatum on the other side, and not just those guys, Purchase, Porter.
Yep.
We even saw
Wyatt, dude.
We even saw him get that duck under around the corner. Woo!
Sliding right in, dude.
Just elite foot speed on that. So I think that is, and I think those are all created because Mateo's on the other side and they cannot ever not account for him.
Right.
So against this offense tomorrow, I think it presents itself as to be one of the bigger games Mateo is going to have this season against this USC offense, and the fact that it's USC. And let's not forget, USC was one of the one in the running when he was just a little bitty junior kid.
Yeah.
Right. But it's been Ducks always, Ducks forever with this kid, and I think he wants to show out tomorrow, and I think he's going to. Mateo, you are going to end this regular season at home with a big old stamp.
Let's go. I love it. Great episode. Comes up to one of our favorite segments.
More favorite.
Going back here.
Oh my God.
They think this is a popcorn bucket. It is not. This is not a popcorn bucket. This is the bucket of doom. Each week, we put the top 25 teams, top 25 games into the bucket. We also put every Big Ten game into the bucket, and all we have to do is pick the winner.
Yes,
right? That's all we
it.
have to do.
That's it.
So let's go to the scoreboard right now.
Oh, before we go to the scoreboard, there are 20 slices of pizza waiting. Compliments of Chef Marc at Size Pizza. Get down there, say that Chef Marc from the Oregon Football Tailgate Talk podcast sent you down there because you're hungry. You're hungry and you need food. If you're a student, go down there. The first 20 get a free slice of cheese pizza on Chef Marc. Now let's get going, baby.
Let's go. Yep. And so once again, thank you, Josh, down there at Size.
Just to support this season.
With great.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're just 2 fans, the start of our podcast, and Josh was like, hey, you want to
Josh just happened to be here for podcast 1, baby. Awesome. Episode 1.
So bucket of doom. Let's go to the scoreboard and let's talk just briefly about what the bet is so fans know that maybe this is their first episode that they're watching. So right now the scoreboard is T-Rod 21, Marc 23. It is close.
Oh, I closed the gap by 1. Oh.
So at I think it was back in week 3?
There is hope.
Was it week 3 in which the bet went down? I think it was week 3 of the episode 3.
Episode 3, I believe it was.
And the bet is whoever has the least amount of points correct wins on the season.
Yeah.
Going up to the Washington game.
Yes.
Our last episode, they will have to wear a purple and gold hat.
No.
W on it.
Makes my
For
head
the
itch
entire episode.
already.
Yeah, exactly.
I break out in hives, and I don't get
next
hives.
week we'll be filming.
And it was one that your mom picked out.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
and
neat as shit, too.
man, she picked the hat out, but you know, she really, really wanted her son to feel comfortable when he has to wear that hat. So you know what? I'm just hoping.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
We'll be up there next week.
Let's go.
And we hope to do Oregon Football Tailgate Talk on the road next week. And one of us may be sporting that.
Yeah, we're looking for it. Let's go.
Good.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm down 2. Smelt 5-0. I was 4-1.
Yeah. Yeah, 4-1.
Man,
I was 3-2 last week, so he made up a game on me.
It's starting to spoil a little bit.
Since T-Rod had the most correct wins last week,
yeah.
you're going to go first, bud.
Man, boy, I don't know what that's like. I mean, my buddy Gilbert's sitting over here. I don't even get to go first off the tee when I'm playing him.
Oh, my God.
So, hey, let's go. Let's go.
First game up.
Michigan at Maryland. Michigan. I mean, Michigan was less than impressive against Northwestern, but they got it done.
They did get it done.
Right. Northwestern is better than anticipated, right? We knew that. Maryland, they didn't even show up last week, did they? I mean, it was, yeah.
And they extended Loxley. They said that, Loxley is coming back, and they haven't picked up the momentum like Wisconsin has. Wisconsin with the Fickle, mentioned that Fickle's coming back.
I think
I do like that pick.
I think Michigan still gets it done, even though we're at Maryland. Michigan still gets it done.
Man,
Go Wolverines!
I'm gonna have to get right here because that looks.
Go
promising.
Wolverines!
That looks.
Promising. It's starting to.
All right.
Smell
Chef
like
Marc goes into the bucket.
here.
First pick is Syracuse at Notre Dame.
Huh?
Syracuse has been like last season, so we get their wide receiver coach, Ross Douglas from Syracuse. Their offense last year, college football. This year, not so much. Not so much.
Yes.
Notre Dame is in the playoff as of right now. They're number 9 ranked. They're going to Syracuse has to come visit them in South Bend, Indiana. I'm picking Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, go Irish. Pick a conference.
Do something, man. The whole independence. It's a little bit difficult. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out with the fact that the SEC is going to 9 conference.
They brought in money since the Rudy era. Come on now. All right. K-State at Utah.
Gosh.
Going to Utah is always a tough place. What, Rice Eccles, right? Yep. I mean, and I like Utah. I'm like Utah fan. They're pretty. We've gotten along well.
Yeah.
Utah gets it done at home against K-State.
Go Utes. About K-State. Like coming into the season, a lot of people were hyped on them. They opened the season in Dublin, and I think they ended their season in Dublin.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's been kind of a disappointment.
A little bit. All right. Next up, UW had UCLA. The Rose Bowl lives on, right?
And we determined that Meta or Chad or whatever recognized UW as a football team.
They did this time. It was Copilot.
Copilot, that's right.
I did use Copilot. They did list UW this week.
Okay.
Maybe they recognized that UCLA was the UCLA part that they coupled. But if you don't know, I used Copilot to basically build the bucket of doom and pick all the top 25 games and the Big Ten games to make it nice and easy. They've forgotten UW multiple times this year. Yeah. Right there in the Microsoft neck of the woods.
I forget.
So may want to check with them. But UW goes to UCLA. at the Rose Bowl, and now there's talk about UCLA playing in SoFi, moving away from the Rose Bowl. Man, we had a good time in the Rose Bowl. I think about the Rose Bowl, I think about the tailgating. I think about the good time, like the whole thing. I just don't see how UCLA has struggled. Like last week, they went to Ohio State. Obviously, that wasn't much of a game.
Is it though, Chef Marc? Put a product on the field.
It is
that warrants you not having to scramble to move somewhere else to fill a stadium. Well, I mean, at SoFi, what they can't give you no.
Well, and what's interesting about this game is you have a coach up at Washington that has been rumored to possibly be interested in the UCLA job. And so they're playing each other. Is this a interview?
The opportunity for an interview.
Don't know.
Does he fly down early ahead of the team?
I'm picking UW because I don't want to wear purple and gold.
He's picking the Huskies. Oh my gosh!
We had to pick them.
No, but man, oh boy, that's an icky pick.
Well, I don't.
You felt like you had to do it, people.
No, does he play this week? I don't. Is he sitting out until next year? I don't know.
Number 24, Tulane at Temple.
The Owls.
Temple used to be a basketball school. They're not even that anymore. Tulane.
What was their coach's name? The old Temple Owls coach.
I don't know. Wasn't Kentucky dude? No, he was a UMass or whatever.
I can see the guy. I can see the image in my head. I'm not. I try to remember everyone's name. Is the try?
I try hard too. Yeah. Tulane gets it done. Temple, no.
Battle of the T's, right?
Man, I'm feeling good about the picks that I'm pulling right now.
You are. Well, we already talked about this one. Pitt versus Georgia Tech. Pitt is at Georgia Tech. They're in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going with Georgia Tech here. And
I feel like the Bucket of Doom's trying to equal some things out.
I would say, like, as far as the slate of games this weekend, there's not a whole lot.
I feel like you're picking
some bad TV.
I think you're picking out
let's get it together. Hey, SEC, you finally figured out you got to schedule 9 games. You can get some TV ratings.
No, you guys aren't getting the Citadel or Mercer or whoever this week.
I think there's Eastern Illinois.
Oh, well, speaking of Charlotte and Georgia.
Oh, my gosh.
This is what we're talking about, people.
Charlotte. Okay. So you're picking Charlotte, right?
Well, you know what? It's going to be closer than the experts think.
Okay.
Come on.
Wow.
Bulldogs,
man,
of course, taking care of it. But the question is the over-under, does Charlotte score 10 or 10 is the over-under here. 10 for Charlotte.
It's like basically a scrimmage, dude. Yeah. Like it's not.
They score. They kick a field goal late to get to 10, and that's what does it against the.
I'm getting nervous over here. I'm getting really nervous over here because I'm like, I'm looking here like Pitt could literally beat Georgia Tech. You never know in the ACC. And then I'm sitting here, UCLA. They won 4 straight after firing their coach.
Don't be hating the bucket of doom, Chef Marc. Don't be hating the bucket of doom right now.
This guy.
Don't be hating the bucket of doom.
Pick number 4 for Chef Marc comes out to Kentucky at Vanderbilt.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's in Nashville. Kentucky has had games in which they've looked okay. Vanderbilt's had games in which they look good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the good at home. Vanderbilt, Commodores.
Yep. Look, you're feeling good about that one. He got one.
Hey,
he got one.
This is actually an SEC game this weekend. Hey, you have to give them credit.
Yeah.
At least they're playing someone.
What's going on with Bill Belichick this weekend?
I don't know.
I'm just curious. I'm just wondering how the grind is getting on him. And,
I did see.
Is he able to step up? Up to the task.
I'm on Twitter, and you're on Twitter. That's how we met. We met virtually and whatnot. But I was scrolling my timeline, and all of a sudden there's this image of Bill Belichick watching his girlfriend at an adult cheerleading competition this week. I swear to God. Yeah. Like
that is a Hims commercial.
Yeah.
No affiliation,
not
nothing there, no sponsorship there. And you're seeing her off in the background doing
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
And it spans over to old ass Bill Belichick.
Like outside of
and the commercial ends with him.
Okay, so I'm just like curious. Like, did you even know there was adult cheerleading competitions?
You know what? I did not.
I didn't either.
I did not.
I'm like, good on you. You raise kids, they go do the cheerleading thing or whatever, and then they go to like high school and they're cheerleaders, or they go to college and they're cheerleaders. Yeah. But after that, like, you're done, right?
Here's the thing, man. It's just like, we might go out there and try to play softball or volleyball, until we start pulling muscles and straining things and hurting things that keep us from our normal everyday activity. Yeah. You know what? Go out there and do your adult cheer, people. We cheer you on now. Woo! Let's go.
I'd probably do that if I was in my 20s too.
Yeah,
probably not adult cheerleading.
But would you date Bill?
No.
Okay, I'm off of this subject.
Yes,
Let's go.
The bucket of doom brings a conversation, which is so awesome. Like, how did you even come up with this?
Love the Ducks. Love you, brother. Let's go.
We got Sherwood in there. Jake. What's up, guys?
Let's go. Oh, I'm so excited. Number 16 USC at number 6 Oregon. Let's go, man. Let's go. All right.
That's a given, right?
Yeah. Well,
do you have to even contemplate this pick?
No. There's nothing really to contemplate on the pick itself. Obviously, it's the Ducks are going to pull it off. I don't want to say pull it off. They take care of business at home. But I like the game. I like the build up to this game. USC, I think, again, comes in more competitive than they probably have, in a few seasons. Caleb Williams kept them competitive, but outside of that, I'm excited for it. Yeah. I'm excited for it. A good USC Oregon game is good for college football, if we can use that line.
Exactly.
Right?
It is.
But it also is good as when we reflect back to the roots that we came from.
Exactly.
This conference needs to understand there is more teams that can be good and will be good outside of, one of the best teams in Eugene, Oregon, right? Yeah. So go Ducks all the time, beat the Trojans, and just handle the business. But I think it's going to be entertaining, man. I think it's going to be an entertaining game.
Dude, I love the fact that was your 5th pick.
Oh, yeah.
5 for 5. That bucket, that you have that little baggie.
Yeah.
And I was just like thinking as you were like talking about the Ducks in that game, it's like tomorrow, do we hang our baggies on the TV after our game and see how we're doing live?
Oh, shoot.
And part of the fun, like the Ducks, what are we watching at the Big Oregon Tailgate? Part of the reason why we have that segment is because T-Rod and I being fans,
man.
the game.
Listen, and yes, he is Chef Marc, but he will talk trash like nobody's business. And I've always thought I was a good trash talker. No, this guy brings the heat from behind the Blackstone. So too, man.
It may be some entertainment on the side, since there's not a whole lot of entertainment on the TV screen. Right. And so
let's go.
Yeah, I'm caught up. BYU at Cincinnati. Last time BYU went on the road, they got their ass handed to them. Cincinnati has had moments this season in which they look good. They've had moments this season where they didn't look so good. You have to travel to Cincinnati, Ohio, that is. BYU, Bear Brockmeyer. Bear's not even his name, dude. Like, this is a nickname.
I don't know. He's a cougar.
What's up, Ed? Traffic on MLK. We got to wave. We got to shout out. They're honking at us. We wave back at them.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Unless you're the guy that got chased down by the cops last week. That's one of the more entertaining things. So back to this game, BYU Cincinnati. BYU ranked number 11 in most latest college football playoff poll. They're in the playoff. If it were today, they go to Cincinnati. Gosh, this is such a hard pick for me. Like, I want to say, like, my gut saying pick Cincinnati, or my gut saying pick BYU, but I have a hard time picking BYU.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has 5 in the bag, five in the bag. If we were fishing, that's 5 in the bag.
I mean, the thing is do you even have any limitations now? You picked the Huskies earlier. You are open to pick whoever you want now. Let's go.
Made my own bed.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Boy? You know what you want to do?
I want to pick Cincinnati, but I'm gonna go BYU. I may regret this. I may regret this.
As he scratched it into the paper right there.
As my good friend Mike Hatch, who was with me this week at the Minnesota game, I remember like one of the first years in which we watched college football together. He was born and raised in Wyoming, and they would play BYU every year. And he was like, he would say like he had a saying for BYU, and it stuck with me. And I can't say it because it's not appropriate for YouTube.
Yeah.
But come check me out tomorrow. I'll let you know. But I did pick them, so there we have.
Pick BYU.
Yeah.
Okay.
BYU.
Okay.
I have in my bag. I have BYU and UW. That's
Oh man.
And I'm up by 2. Oh. What happens in the case of a tie?
Let's go.
What happens in the case of tie? We burn the hat, right?
Burn the hat in case of the tie, baby. Let's go. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah. We are. Yeah. You know what?
That's it. It's sealed. Let's put our picks inside. We'll talk about if we're gonna hang these up.
There we go.
At the tailgate tomorrow or not.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. We have 8 people in here right now.
Thank you so much.
We have multiple people. Love the Ducks. Love you, brother.
We appreciate
this is your sister
every
Dina.
Single one of you,
Deanna.
friends,
Yes.
family, just the peeps that jump in here for a moment. We appreciate every single one of you. And if you're out there listening or know anybody that's down there at game day, hanging out, having a good time, shoot them a message. Tell them to go over to Size Pizza, and that Chef Marc is buying them a slice of cheese pizza down at Size tonight. You know, get that done for them. The first 20 students into the action get to come down there and get a free cheese pizza slice. And the slices are big.
Yeah, we're talking New York.
Yes.
New York pizza, man.
Yeah.
These are.
And they're doing it right down there, man.
The size of this freaking clipboard. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Right on. Thanks again for joining us all tonight. And most importantly, go Ducks.
Go Ducks. Let's do it.
I knew that was you, Gary.